We are satisfied because we, together with the defense of the United States, have built very strong arguments, haven't yet finished exposing the arguments. For the next hearing on the 22nd, you are going to see new argument of if we will have to indicate how this hearing has been tabled. In Panama, the political constitution in the Republic of Panama established that the President of the Republic only responds for 4 crimes. The crime of interception of communication does not exist within the catalogue of the Constitution of the Republic of Panama. The Republic of Panama has valid affidavits duly endorsement by the judicial branch of the Republic of Panama. That is called illicit evidence. We are facing a process that suffers from reason of substance and form. I think that the former President Martinelli is an optimist, strong at each position to give a battle within the various instances on the United States. The way is that there is a police officer inside the prison bureau who has spoken bad words to Martinelli and constantly provoked him. This is duly supported in a note that was delivered with various testimonies of people who witnessed various events by part of this officer in the prison bureau. That is what Mr. Magistrate has, and he must make a decision. Of course, that he must safeguard the life and integrity of Ricardo Martinelli. But the important thing is that it was going to tell you that Ricardo Martinelli told me that in the Security Council of Juan Carlos Varela there is a currently intelligence officer and various agencies that fight various crimes in the United States, Colombia, England, Israel and Taiwan. Consequently, they are not saying in the Republic of Panama that they are not unaware of the fact that foreign countries and friendly nations are working in the Security Council precisely because they are going to intelligent work to combat everything that is terrorist, narco activity, and all organized crime. I am putting you in the know because this will also be a part of a support that will be made in the State Department, because at the time that Ricardo Martinelli was president and former president Juan Carlos Varela, these countries were also on the Security Council and received all the collaboration to combat crimes worldwide. Then, there is a principle in Latin that is called yourself. You can accuse me on an activity on which your country, the United States, received just the whole collaboration and all the help. I am very confident of the argument presented by the prosecution office, very confident in the attitude of the judge. I believe the judge is a very broad-minded person who allow both parties to develop their arguments. However, not all the arguments raised were substantial. I think that the defense got off the point in case that there are responsibility of Panamanian justice. Here, Ricardo Martinelli is not being judged on the issue of wiretyping. What is being considered here or whether or not the extradition requirements are met. That's what the prosecution was focused on, with jurisprudence, including agreement, method in the treat. In the end, Judge Edwin Torres would have the rule of law. Precisely the concept that has been portrayed by the judge and the appeal to the new hearing give me the argument to support that the judge is towards the strict rule of law, the treat of 1904, which he is questioning in an agreement that came concerning the treat. Remember that in 1904 there was not phone, WhatsApp or even computers. Basically, in the evolution of time, some serious crime have been included through some agreements. What the judge say is that in the strict term of law is whether or not it is retroactive because it was after the date when the crime was committed. Remember that there are several crimes, in fact the different questioning what was the difference. When I say that if there is much difference, remember that it's not only the suggestion of wiretyping, which is not an elite case. I am very witness of that, because I was in the office of Ricardo Martinelli when he showed me the recordings. I also went to the prosecution office and I recognized my WhatsApp conversation, my BlackBerry and other conversations with my family. But two issues are being discussed. The first concerned the wiretyping, the second regarding the acquisition of the equipment thanks to the state funds, and that disappeared. That is also a crime, because it is a theft of the government property. I was a deputy during his government. I was an opposition deputy. I always questioned the abuse of his government, and some trade unions did the same. Journalists, businessmen, and other people that opposed his government criticized the invasion of our privacy. What I noticed when I have to do the recognize of the material in the Attorney General office was shocking, because there are statements, email transcript, copy of my WhatsApp. That is shocking. There are conversations with your family. These are things of everyone, of any individual and any human being. Things that make you feel violated. These are conversations with your family, with your children, with my mother. These are things of everyone, of any individual and any human being. Things that make you feel violated.